we got more information about the anger first. We talked the definition about the anger. In the second, we talked how we can what's the factors, the main factors that we got anger. In the
Right.
third, how we can manage and control the anger.
Right.
You all people talked about these issues, especially Asma and you.
Yes.
Give more information about these three points.
Well,
The definite,
I wanted to review so that
yeah,
everybody here now is on
yeah,
the
yeah,
same page.
yeah. Just I remember this some points how we can manage the anger.
Okay.
Yeah, you told me first we can control anger by counting from 1 to 10. Yeah,
That's one thing. Yeah.
this is one point. And second, we in Asma said if we are stand we should sit down. Yeah,
Oh,
when we
that
got anger.
right.
Yeah.
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 Now, why are those things helpful?
I don't know.
Okay. So what is anger in us? What is it?
I think anger is a natural response to perceived threats and cause your body or release adrenalines, your muscles to heighten and your heart rate and blood pressure to increase your sense might feel more acute and your face and hands flashed. So, however, I think anger becomes a problem only when you don't manage it in a healthy way.
Okay.
So, I think anger isn't always bad things.
No, it's not.
But
You're right.
yeah, but it must be handled appropriately and consider the purpose anger serves and the based approach to anger management. So, and being anger can help you share your concerns. It can prevent others from walking and over you. It can motivate you to do something positive. The key is managing your anger is a healthy way. So I said anger isn't always bad, and I
You
think
are
it's
right.
sometimes good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's sometimes good. For example, when the students don't pay on your lessons and their lessons and don't read the lessons, and here the teacher should anger on them. Yeah,
Yeah.
and here
Right.
anger is good for all of the students. And when a mother or father anger on him or her children when they do something wrong, and here is also anger is good for them.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yes, anger can be a gift to us. And what makes us angry? It's really important to understand that it is an absolutely normal response to being disappointed. Okay? Do you know what being disappointed means?
Yes, yes, yes.
What is it?
When we lose everything, for example, especially when we trying to get something, we lose it. I think this is
Yeah. When we have an expectation of
yeah,
Yeah.
something
yeah, yes,
and
Yeah.
it doesn't happen, then we get angry. And the expectation just doesn't always have to be a surprise. I mean, the expectation, for instance, you guys in Afghanistan now um, had grew up with certain expectations, and now, there's a whole nother set of expectations, which are, I imagine, pretty disappointing in some ways. So it's okay to be angry. The question is, what do you do with it? because nothing changes unless we have energy to make it change. And anger is raw energy. So when we are angry about something, it's an indicator. It tells us, okay, the way things are right now isn't good. And I can't just, squash my anger in someplace and hide it, because then it's going to attack my body. It's a physical, emotional, chemical reaction. So if we try to ignore anger, it makes us sick eventually. And there's lots of medical research that shows how different suppressed feelings make people sick as they get older. So it's not a good thing to do. It's harmful. And anger is positive energy. So the most important thing to know about anger is, okay, how am I going to use that energy positively? That's a good
Oh,
question, good basic question. How am I going to use that energy in a positive way? So an example from Western civilization is the women's vote. Women were not allowed to vote until somewhere in the early 1900s. It was 1919, I think, in the United States, that women finally were allowed to vote. Women finally got their own voice in what happens in this country. Women worked on this. Women channeled their anger about not being heard for at least 100 years before that. And finally, it happened. And it was huge. It made an enormous difference. I know that I am not terribly knowledgeable about the Quran, but I believe there is a passage in the Quran where there was a woman whose husband sort of separated himself from her. And this was when the Prophet was still alive. And Allah answered the Prophet and said to that woman, you are right. Your husband cannot put you into limbo. He has to listen to your needs. It's 6:152. Now, when I look things up in the Quran, I don't know what the numbers are referring to. I never find them, but this is the citation. And it's not, they call it Sharia law, but suppressing women is not a tenet. There's that word, tenet, is not a rule of Islam. It's an interpretation. And you guys have the right to be angry and to act lawfully to change the situation. Because I know, like I said, I do not claim to be any kind of accredited interpreter of the Quran, but I work often with the Bible. And I know that some of the principles that are stated in Scripture They're moral imperatives. They are truth, and we can live by them. So I am taking that liberty to point out to you guys that if you read the Quran, which I know you do, these matters are dealt with very compassionately by Allah, who is compassionate to everyone. I mean, did not know the Quran before I started working with so many Muslim people on Living Peace Now, and I felt that it was important for me to read it and begin to study it, and I have. And my overriding impression is that in the Quran, even more than in the Hebrew Testament and in the New Testament, the Christian Testament, Allah is such a compassionate and forgiving and loving expression in the Quran, way more so than in the other two books. It's, it's part of Islam to figure out how to lovingly create good situations, fair situations, loving, just situations. And anger, your deception, your disappointment is an energy that you can use to learn. And we're all in the process of learning how to make life better and fairer and more loving and more kind and more peaceful. That's what we're all studying and working toward. So that's your job too. So if you want to object to anything I said, go ahead.
Yeah, just I would like to say one thing.
Yes.
I studied the Holy Quran, and I'm studying in this day. Every Muslim have to study Holy Quran.
I know.
Every morning for 1 hour.
Right.
That's the rule of Islam. I think if we studied Holy Quran, we will not commit mistakes and we will not commit the problems in society.
Right.
The Holy Quran can control the Muslims in our society. If a person studies the Holy Quran every day, he has control on ourselves. Yeah,
Right.
that's
And insight.
That's one point.
And
yeah, and the insight.
awareness. It's not just control, it's awareness.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
Why?
Because I think the 90% Holy Quran is talking about the psychological issues, how we can live in society, how we can know about the people, how we can use positive, how we can stay positive. The Holy Quran talks about these issues. The Holy Quran doesn't talk about this, how we can make money and how we can go other countries. Just
Right.
just awareness inside. Yeah.
Yes.
And just make how control the pan in the society. Yeah.
Yes. Right. And all comes from inside. Peace is inside. It's
Yes,
who
peace is
we
inside.
are. And that's what our awareness needs to encompass. And who we are is love. And I mean, I know that there have been several times in world history that people have mobilized love in one form or another to create peace. I'm thinking most recently of some of the Arab Spring activities in North Africa. That was, by and large, it was a loving, peaceful revolution that worked. that was powerful. In the 1950s, Russia was trying to invade and crush a little country called Estonia. And it was part of the culture in Estonia, it still is, I think, to sing together. And the people of Estonia, when the Russians came with their tanks, the whole population of the small country gathered in the central plaza of the capital city, and they spent days singing while the Russians tried to make war. The Russians couldn't do it. They had to leave. You can't crush love. No, so there are examples of people who realized that and used it. People who were angry, who mobilized in love and actually, totally destroyed any attempt to take them over. Those were, I think, really inspired moments. But they demonstrate that love is more powerful than hatred, than hostility. And they demonstrated that angry people who are determined not to be suppressed, can go within and find loving ways to express their absolutely legitimate desire to be respected and to live in freedom of expression. Now, do I know how to tell you to do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No. And these were not, acts of a single person. But Syed, that photo that you sent with all those students sitting there with those placards, with those signs, we want peace. That was a powerful image.
Yes.
That was them expressing, hey, stop trying to step on us. We want peace. And so, what do they want? Do they really understand what they want? The more you discuss it, the more you build it, the more you talk about it among yourselves, the clearer it will become. And that's, ultimately, certainly now in your country and actually in the world, but your country is a nice little compressed example right in this present moment. That's kind of what has to happen. The people, particularly women, need to stand up and say, no, we need to be listened to. We need to be supported. We need to be honored and respected and not suppressed. And that's really the point of the struggle in Afghanistan right now, is that has to happen. Because if it doesn't, there's going to be a lot more suffering because of the suppression. And I don't know how we who are in the world around you, not with you, how we can be helpful, but we are certainly aware that we can be called upon, and we are willing to help. But the energy, the anger has to come. from you guys. And it's going to come from the younger generations. That's a very big charge, isn't it?
Yes, obviously you are right, because I am undoubtedly I am agree with you, because anger it's come from the, it is basically comes from the in our negative mind, but from the anger we can compare, or we can able to compare this anger or disappointment or the depression, we can say about the depression, so whereas the depression comes into our mind, then we can able to create something new ideas or some new thoughts. It is called the innovative writing or the creative writing into our mind. So therefore, if we think that no, depression is bad, and the person is now feeling himself or herself in depression, and whether he is now in a deep depression, so it is not that he or she is feeling bad or feeling very lousy or feeling very uncomfortable in himself or herself. But therefore, I wanna say that when depression comes in one's mind, and therefore besides both depression and anger will come in someone's mind, but therefore we should overcome this problem, and after overcoming this problem we can able to go through the positive mind, and we can create something new ideas and information, new ideas and new thoughts, and we can innovate something new, creative writing. Though now I am an English student, I am studying in English literature. Therefore, if I think that no, I am now I am now feeling myself in quite depressed. So depression may become anytime it will come. But the main fact is, if I think myself whether the depression is come or not, and if I think no, I will cut off this, or I will neglect, or I will ignore this subject. No, I will not ignore this subject, because if I ignore the depression will come again and again. So I have to be with the depression, and after the depression, then I will obviously create something new ideas and some new thoughts. Therefore, in anger and both depression. So depression and anger is a kind of part in our day-to-day life, and depression and anger will obviously come in anyone's mind, and we have to overcome it with our positive power, with our positive mind. And therefore, you are saying about our Islam, about our Quran, because in our Quran it has been said that my brother Syed and my sister Aisha also knows that there is an ayat. There is an ayat in our Holy Quran. I wanna. Can I say in Arabic, Professor?
What?
Can I say in Arabic? In an Arabic word.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Arabic sentence. In Arabic sentence, it has been said in our Holy Quran that Inna Allaha ma'as sabirin. It means that those who have the patience in their mind, or those who are patient, and Almighty Allah is always with them. Almighty Allah is always with them. So we have to be patient. Yeah, we have to be patient. We have to be more powerful. We have to be more strength in our mind. So whether we know that if we are not able to keep our powerful condition into our mind, then we will become weak. So we don't support the weakness ability into our mind. We will support the powerful dignity, the powerful abilities, so that we can able to enrich our skills, our strength, so that we can overcome any kinds of anger, then depression, then any kinds of negative power, because it is most important. Perseverance, patience, then reading, study a book in our Holy Quran, the first word is Iqra. The Arabic word is Iqra. It means in English that read. Read read by the name of our Almighty Allah. Read by the name by your Almighty Allah. So we have to read more and more. We have to read more books. We have to read more, not only English books. We have to read many. Some you can say mathematical books or economics or social science, psychology, different books. Yes, obviously. So it is depends into our mind. If one thing, if anybody think, no, I will not go to the positive side, I will stay in the negative side, okay, let him do the negative side. I will not support you, but I will obviously support the positive powers. I will obviously support the Almighty Allah. I will obviously support my Islam. I will obviously support being a Muslim. I am a Muslim. I will obviously support the Islam because I love Islam. I love my Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. I love the Almighty Allah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because,
Aisha wants to say something, I think.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, teacher, cause our brother Kazia, and it's show a good point, and he read a good ayah, and Inna Allah ma'a sabirin. Yeah, it's good, and it's I like this ayah. Allah Jalla Jalaluhu said in this ayah, Inna Allah ma'a sabirin, or Inna Allah yuhibbu sabirin. Yeah, on the other ayah, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu said, I love sabirin. Yeah, it means who patience on the problems. I like them, and I will be with them. And it's good, and it's maybe benefit for all of Muslim, and it's a good point to all of Muslim can power for give for all of Muslim power point. And
Right. Yeah. And that's, I think, part of the essence of this is that Islam is a wonderful teaching, that really does teach people, humans, how to express the divinity of Allah, how to be powerful in that expression. And it's your tradition. And so you need to find, and follow where it is in your tradition. It's a Muslim issue in your country. And you guys have the teachings and the strength to know how to follow the Quran and, create the kind of social justice that, Christians are working to try to create according to our scriptures and, and the Jewish scriptures. We need to learn more about the Quran and its teachings, I think. Because when you say, as I know Muslim teachers do, that the Quran completes and complements the Jewish and Christian scriptures, I believe that's true, but we don't know about it. And so that's something that you can give the world.
I would like to say something, teacher.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to talk about the current situation in Afghanistan. All words knows better. All world people. I'm sorry. All world people know better about Afghanistan. In these days, Afghanistan has the critical situation in the world because we one thing more, we have peace and we have a good life in this time. But one thing, we have some financial and economical problem because the UN and International Bank and other associations, they cut the helping with
Right.
Afghanistan. And
Yes.
all my, especially I would like to say about my students, my girl students, they have some jobs in many in different places, but right now they are jobless and they can't pay the college payment, and
Right.
they leave
Right.
the college and they leave the center. I had 100 girl students, but unfortunately, in these days, I call them, why you don't come to the center? She answered this question to me, teacher. We don't have a taxi, money for taxi and money for
Right.
payment to go to college and go to the center.
Right.
This is one reason. In Afghanistan, last day the UN says, UN said, in Afghanistan, the people of Afghanistan, they face in a huge poverty, and also in 97% people they have economical problems. But we have a government in Afghanistan right now. I don't talk about this government is good or not good, but we have peace. We don't have killing, we don't have explosions in these days.
Which
We
is
have completely peace in Afghanistan, but all Afghans, we have to support this government, and we
yes.
have to change them.
Yes.
One point, the Taliban doesn't allow to girls to go to schools and go to college in previous time. They didn't allow, but right now the Taliban allow the girls to go to universities, in college, in schools. That's a good find, but unfortunately, a huge problem is economical problem,
Right.
because the girls doesn't have a jobs, and the girl
Right.
doesn't support, doesn't pay the college.
Right.
This is the problems. But in these critical situations, especially every day, I say people, they sell the equipments and tools at homes, for example, like furnitures and other things, just for food,
Hmm.
just for
Right.
yeah, they sell the homes. I think this bag me every day. I don't like to out from my place. And when I say these people, and when I say the women, they're begging on the roads, just for food. And
Right.
I requested from people, from the world people, they should support Afghanistan, and
Hmm.
they don't allow Afghanistan in this critical situation. If they allow, maybe the people of Afghanistan maybe join with terrorist groups. Maybe they they committed mistakes, and they committed criminal actions. But Muslims, and especially Muslims, good Muslims, are, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala says, and I'm sorry, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, says, good Muslim is a person who has two things. One is patient, and one is uh, thanks, shukr. Yeah,
Yes.
Shukr and sabr. In Arabic, shukr and sabr. Shukr means thanks from God. If you have eyes, you should thank from God. If you have hands, you should thank from God. And
Yes.
one is sabr. Sabr means patient. Patient is most important. If a Muslim doesn't have patience in every aspect of life, is not a complete Muslim
Right.
in every aspect.
Right.
But we have patience, and we are waiting for a good life.
Right. And you need to let the government know in, in loving ways that you want Afghanistan to be a successful country, that,
Yes.
that you are supporting them because that's their job. And, it's, they can't, just like Trump couldn't go against what a lot of people feel very strongly is important. They know on some level that they have to make peace within their country as well as with other people. And that's what the world is waiting for, is to see some evidence that they're aware of that. So it's imperative on people in Afghanistan to communicate that message to the people that are in charge. Hey, we want to support Afghanistan. We want to support this government. We want to be a successful country.
Yes,
And
yes.
here's what we need. And they'll get the message, because that happens. The people in power, when, the kings of France in the 18th century, they didn't get the message, and look what happened to them. And that's what's going to happen to the Taliban, if they don't get the message. So communicating the message is really important.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
getting it these days. They're trying to give more respect to folks. And one thing that we are Muslims, and all people of Afghanistan are Muslims, and we love peace, not just in Afghanistan, in
Right.
every place of the world. We don't like this. This is Islam is just important, and
Right.
we should work for Islam. We should work for all world people.
Yes.
We don't think, and we don't think negative.
Right.
Because
I have been very
yeah,
impressed with that.
yeah,
And I agree with you, of course.
yeah, yeah. I love all positive people. They have a positive mind. We love them, not just Muslims.
Mhm.
Every person. We are trying
Exactly.
to bring peace for all worlds. That's the way of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him.
Yes.
We should work together.
Yes.
We are not follow the fighting. This is one point. We don't like war in the world. Just I follow peace in our world, not just in Afghanistan.
Right.
But one thing I don't know, some countries trying to bring terrorism in Afghanistan. I don't know how we can control this. Some people trying to make us like a terrorist, but we don't like this.
To make you what?
Terrorist, yeah.
I'm not getting what the word is.
Professor, Syed is wants terrorist who wants to make violence, creating violence.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
we
like.
don't want that either. I mean, most people do not want violence. And that's one of the principles that Living Peace Now is built on is, hey, we want peace. People want friendship and peace. And, whatever governments say, that's not what most people want. So let's speak up as people. Let's get to know each other as people. Let's become friends as people. And then it'll be a lot harder to make war. It's very simple.
Yeah, yeah. We like to share ideas with all the world people. Yeah.
Yes.
Especially me. If the world people give a chance to me, do you like peace in Afghanistan without other country? I reject this. Yeah,
Yeah,
you got it.
I got it.
Yeah, but I expect the same from the other people to follow me like same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So that's why you're part of Living Peace Now. And I'm delighted and very
Yeah.
and very glad.
Thank
Tasmia,
you.
you've had
Yeah,
your hand up.
that's me.
Yes, ma'am. I have some questions. I want to ask that how to overcome depression and anger and sadness in personal life, because I'm going through in hypertension now for my personal reasons. I have a good news for all of you that I have selected in Brak University, one of the top and good private universities among Bangladesh. But I'm not sure I can admit there or not, because I don't have my professional certificate still now. So that's great problem. So I am in hypertension right now. What we're going to wear.
Great.
So I want to know how to overcome hypertension, depression, sadness, and anger in personal life.
I wanna ask something to Tasmia. আপনি কি একটু মানে মিটিংটা শেষ হওয়ার পরে কি আপনি ফ্রি থাকবেন?
Yeah, I'm free.
ওকে, আপনার
জি,
সাথে
আমি
একটু
free।
আপনার ইউনিভার্সিটির ওই টিউশন ফির ব্যাপারে একটু কথা আছে।
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। ওকে।
আচ্ছা, ওকে
Not
ওকে
me in the
প্রফেসর,
WhatsApp. I will talk to you.
ওকে ওকে প্রফেসর, ইউ ক্যান স্টার্ট নাও, থ্যাংক ইউ। ওকে
Okay, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Okay, so I don't know what you said, but could you enlighten me? Especially-
Professor, I was saying that I want to know about the tuition fees of the renowned university, about Brack University, whereas Tasmia is studying right now. So I want to know about the tuition fees.
Only studying, brother. I only selected, and I'm not sure I can admit there or not because I don't have my provisional certificate still now. They are creating a mess because of that provisional certificate I don't have, so I don't know what to do.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, Tasmia, I was going to say, first thing is knowing what anger is and what depression is. Depression is despair. It's when you've been angry and you've squashed it and you gave up. So to get rid of depression, you got to go back to the anger and figure out, okay, so what am I mad about? What am I angry about? And it might take you a while if you've been suppressing it for a long time, but it's very important to get back in touch with what you're angry about, because you can't do anything about it unless you know it. So that's step one. Second, realizing that anger comes from disappointment, that you had expectations that somebody didn't meet. So that's where the anger comes from somehow. And third, that, okay, short term, the things that Syed mentioned at first, change your breathing, change your position, do something physical, that cuts the acuteness, the threat of the anger, because when you change something physical, you also allow your thinking mind to come back into effect. And you can't, when you're full of anger or full of any feeling, you can't think. I mean, this is really basic stuff, but it's true. And so you got to give yourself a chance to think and to become aware, and then realize that, okay, anger is good energy. Use it constructively, make something happen, make something good happen with it. And the fact of acting helps you to, get rid of the power of that energy over you, so that you can get back into a place of balance and feel that you have power to make a difference. And that's
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. You
that's
helped me a lot.
I
in
am
a little Emma.
Hi, every people. I am from Turkish. I'm sorry, teacher.
Go ahead.
My name is Emre. I am from Turkish,
Okay.
but I am students, medicine students.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I have little this English language because I have this medicine Turkish language.
So medicine is one of the disciplines that deals with what happens when we don't manage our anger positively. That's when people get sick.
Teacher, I am here Turkish now. I am not.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You should
I'm
try.
sorry.
You should try to learn English soon.
Yeah. Come on to the
we
English
can say-
classes.
We can
should
say,
follow, yeah.
brother Imra, we
Yes.
are with you. We will obviously teach you English, don't worry about this because we are like a family. We are like a family. Yeah, we are like a family. Okay. In this living peace
Thank
now,
you
we
so
are
much.
like a family, and
Yep.
by the grace of Almighty, we can obviously teach
Thank
and
you
learn
so much.
by a friend. Yeah, obviously we can
A
learn,
lot
and
of
yeah,
people are making very
Thank
fast
you so much.
progress by
yeah,
being
yeah.
Yes.
I
part of
have
these
students.
No,
discussions.
I have medicine
Professor.
students because can you help me this English language? But I have traveled this USA. This study or USA.
Where?
USA.
USA?
USA.
Yes, teacher.
Have you been to the USA?
Teacher, I have used. I am go to USA this university study.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
I think he has a plan to go.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be better for you, brother. If you go to USA, then you can obviously
Thank you so
learn
much.
something better, learn something more and more better ideas and better.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I
obviously.
mean, there's medical wisdom all over the world. And yeah,
Yeah.
there's good medicine in the US, but there's also good medicine in many other places.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
yeah.
teacher.
You should follow
This
the
medicine very
English
difficult
classes.
study.
But
It's
it's
very
good.
difficult.
It's good to become fluent in English and participating in crazy discussions like this is helpful.
No, Professor, I want to say that we are with our brother Imra, and we will obviously teach him English, what he wants to learn from us.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Emma, sign up on livingpeacenow.org, and then you'll see all of the discussions and language classes, and get involved and learn. It's fun.
Yeah. I think Tuesday we have English classes.
Okay.
Every Tuesday we have English classes. Just follow these classes. I think this is most effective for you, teacher Sabrina, Abu, and Zainab.
Mhm. Yeah. So I hope we get to see you more.